This is it, people. It's October. Some of the biggest releases of the year are dropping this month. You don't believe me? Come check it out. It's World Cup season, baby. I'm talking about cricket here, or as some toddlers might call it, bat and ball. I know, I'm more of a football person, or as some people may call it, soccer. Cricket 24 is going to be a very dense simulation of the sport, as it includes teams and nations from all over the world. It's not just the teams, the players too. Or you can insert yourself in the game through career mode. You can take your guy from club to the international stage and then boast about it to your friends. You also have cross-platform multiplayer to look forward to, in case your friends haven't upgraded to the PlayStation 5 yet. If you've been craving for an old-school Assassin's Creed adventure, you know, when you didn't have continents to explore and a billion side quests, Assassin's Creed Mirage could be what the doctor ordered. Much like the very first entry in the series, Mirage brings back stealth and parkour into the spotlight. Set in Baghdad, the game's story is primarily based on Basim's transition from a lowly cutthroat to an assassin. And for those of y'all who don't know, Basim was an important character introduced in the 2021 Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Lords of the Fallen is a Souls-like that's another take on 2014's Lords of the Fallen, but with a different development team, boasting of an absolutely stunning art style. The setting of the game is basically a medieval fantasy, which is clear from the design choices. The game's combat and a few armor sets remind me of Bloodborne, which is one of my favorite games. The option to co-op is always a welcome addition. But remember, if you choose to play online, you can and definitely will get invaded by other players, which could make for some interesting PvP interactions. Sega's mascot Hedgehog is back in Sonic Superstars. Remember when Sonic was getting super ambitious with third-person view 3D? Forget all that. This is Sonic's return to form as a 2D platformer that's elevated to modern gameplay additions. You can choose to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles and Amy Rose, or all four of them in 4-player co-op. And if you don't want to co-op and just straight up compete against others, Sonic's got you covered with the battle mode. There's also this little game about two dudes fighting crime in New York City. Of course I'm talking about Spider-Man. Since everyone loves Spider-Man so much, developer Insomniac threw in not one but two Spideys into this game. Peter Parker and Miles Morales now work together in this single-player game where you have the ability to swap between both during traversal as well as certain combat encounters. We know Kraven and Lizard are a couple of villains in the game, but what role will Venom play? Can't wait to find out. Besides that, the game is just as open-ended as its predecessor. Want to progress the story? That's alright. Want to fight crime? Go for it. Just exploring and collecting stuff? That's cool too. You do you, Spidey. You know how you love The Lord of the Rings for its epic battle of good versus evil and the dynamics between wizards, elves, dwarves and humans? This is not about that. Return to Moria is instead a survival crafting game where you get to play as dwarves. Wait, hold on. This is more interesting than it sounds. Remember the epic minds of Moria from the first book of film? This game has dwarves reclaiming it post the events of Lord of the Rings. It features procedurally generated environments and the goal is to build the mines back to their old glory, dig up, epic loot and of course, survive the harsh environment. There are still some remaining orcs and cave trolls to deal with, so it's not going to be easy. Thankfully, you don't have to deal with all this alone since the game features co-op. Alan Wake 2 is the sequel to 2010's Alan Wake, but instead of just playing as a tortured writer, players can now also play as an FBI agent named Saga Anderson. A spate of ritualistic murders bring the FBI agent to Wake's hometown, where she finds herself entangled with all sorts of supernatural threats. Unlike the first game, Alan Wake 2 will tone down the action, playing more like a survival horror. Furthermore, it will also feature something called a Mind Palace, where you can piece together clues about unsolved mysteries as FBI agent Anderson. See, I told you it's gonna be an amazing month. But before we move on, hit the like button so we know that you want more of these. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of me. Disgaea 7, Vows of the Virtueless, a Japanese strategy RPG franchise still going strong. Wildcard football. It's actually rugby. Endless Dungeon, an action and strategy video game where the devs say you'll die a lot. Cities Skylines 2, Bob a Builder to Bob the Builder. Just Dance 2024, a self-explanatory title. Check it out if you're into dancing. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 features 6 games, 8 books, 2 video features and a soundtrack. Talk about Paisa Vasool. Ghost Runner 2, a fast-paced action platform game set in a cyberpunk-themed world. Minako's Night Market, an indie adventure game based on Japanese culture featuring mini-games and cats, but no dogs. So, which one of these games are you looking forward to most? Some of them? One of them? None of them? All of them? Let us know down in the comments below. Do drop a like and the whole shebang, and it's your boy Polak signing out. Peace.
PlayStation